Welcome to Coach's Corner, everybody. I'm your host, Coach Tripp, along with my old high school teammate, to the right on your screen, Billy Pendock, Syracuse University, and NFL, CFL guy. Special guest today, this morning, Mike Reaves. Mike, it's great to see you, buddy.
All right, nice to see you, Coach. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, you've been known the last, I guess, 8 years as the father of Jeremy Reaves.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jeremy plays. He's a starting safety for the Washington Commanders, and we got a lot of questions. Billy and Mike are both retired police officers, so thank you guys for your service to our country and what you guys have done. We'll talk a little bit about that later on, but Mike, talk about yourself a little bit. Talk about growing up, how you met Jeremy's mom. You have 3 children, right? Jeremy and 2 girls.
Right. I have Jeremy, a son named Mike, and a daughter named Shamika.
Oh, okay.
My daughter lives in Miami, and my son's out in Texas.
Oh, is he? Okay. They ever go to Jeremy's games at all?
No, they never. Their mother and I would divorce high school sweetheart divorced back in '84, so they never really attended any of Jeremy's games. No.
How many games do you go to?
I try to go to at least 7 or 8 games. You know, I pick and choose which one I want to go to. Some places I don't really want to go visit. You know, the city. You know,
Right.
but a lot of times I like to go to a lot of the games, especially the away games. I try to catch all the home games, most of them anyway.
Well, I went to the New Orleans last year to see him play. I needed to go see him.
Absolutely.
You guys are both police officers. You both have children. Did being a police officer, you saw a lot of ugly behavior. How did that influence raising your kids? Question for both of you. How did being a police officer influence raising your children?
Okay. Go ahead. You want to answer that?
Billy?
Yeah. You know, it was, my 2 daughters, I got twin daughters, they're both 33 now. And it's, back then, the job up here was a little bit different, as well as probably Mike could probably say the same thing. It was more hands-on than it is now. We didn't have body like they do now. And my kids were brought up, it wasn't real, they kind of, I wasn't as strict as most people would believe a police officer would be with his kids, but they seen the job and they seen me come home day after day, and you leave a lot of that stuff back at the headquarters when you leave the job, but the kids, they adapted good. Kids have a way of adapting and rolling with things, and this day and age now, it's, if your kids grow up and they're not on drugs, they're not doing things other, in the wrong crowd, you're doing a good job, even if it's a single parent or a separated home. It's good.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Mike?
Yes, I grew up in a large family of 13.
Wow.
I was the youngest. Went in the military right after high school. I served at 10th Mountain Division, Specialized Special Operation Unit. I did 6 years in the military. I got out honorable discharge in 1990. I wanted to get into law enforcement to further grow my career as far as law enforcement concerned, and I joined the Pensacola Police Department. 1990, I was sworn in June the 12th, 1990, and I served 25 years there. And I served from every department, from patrol, detective bureau, homicide, school resource officer, community relation, did a little bit of everything. So I met Jeremy's mom as I was on the tail end of my military career. Met her in 1987 here in Pensacola, which we dated briefly. I went back overseas to Germany. I came back in 1990. We reconnected, and 6 years later, Jeremy came. August 29th, 1996. I came up in a household, my father and my mother. My father was very strict. He was very structured. My father had to be that way because all the children that he had. He was very disciplined. and he performed and did things the way that he wanted us to see and how to do things in life. So there was very little room for mistakes. So as I was coming as a young boy, I wanted to be like my dad.
Right.
Didn't realize all that it involved. So raising Jeremy, I was very, very, very beyond structure with him. You know, we did everything according to military style, as far as cleanliness, as far as being obedient, and everything that goes with it. But my mother was the lady who provided all the love and care, who taught me how to love, and is what I taught Jeremy, how to love and respect people.
Right.
And regardless of how people may treat you, you still need to respect them, and then let everything take care of itself. But as far as Jeremy started out playing little league football. He started playing baseball. He started playing basketball. So I figured about 5 years old that he needed to be a football player. I told his mom that, hey, look, he keep running stuff around the house, running to us with his pads on. I need to put him on the football field. So 5 years old, I signed him up. I wanted to go to the roughest ballpark in Pensacola. That was at the time it was Salvation Army. Now it's called SYSA. He went there, and me being a police officer, I would go to take him every day, and I'll be out there while he practiced. So it was a very, very rough location in Pensacola for kids to play. But I wanted him to go to the roughest park in Pensacola where he can learn the basic fundamentals of how to be tough. So we did that, and he played Little League. He played the mini mites, midgets, and he never played juniors because then he wanted to start training and get bigger. So that's when I started taking him to the gym. Then he wanted to play high school baseball at Catholic High School. He did that for 2 years. He performed very well, played varsity in ninth grade, played 10th grade. So he's a very good athlete as far as that. And then he got a scholarship. He went to South Alabama. In the process of high school year, 12th grade, he fractured his L5. So that's the whole story by itself. But he was able to go up to college, went to South Alabama, which he became Defensive Player of the Year. Senior year, made first team All Conference player, All American. So he went undrafted, unfortunately. And being undrafted, you're on the outside looking in. So always train him that you never give up. You always going 100%, and you never deny it. You know, may take longer, but you never deny it. So anyway, he kept pursuing it. That was his dream. And at 9 years old, if you look on his Facebook page, they asked him some questions. A clipping of a news journal. They asked him what you want to do when you graduate, when you get older. He said, I want to be a professional football player. And as you see, that's what happened. But he's one of the most humble kids that I've ever met, not only because he's my son, but if you look online, it'll speak for itself. He's nothing like I am. I don't want to be like me. So anyway, I mean, he's been at Washington now since he's been there since 2018. He was initially signed by Philadelphia Eagles. He got released at Cutdown back July of 2018, and Washington picked him up 2 weeks later. He's been there ever since. So.
Yeah, what a story, man! Let me tell you, that kid. We're gonna get into his story and when he was a senior. We're gonna talk about that. Billy, you got a question for Mike?
Yeah, I'd like to. Mike, I was listening to you, and we all go back to that same word, and that's discipline. And
yeah.
I was, and I was growing up and brought up, and Paulie was too, and we were brought up in just a different time. And now,
absolutely,
the kids are now, and with your son, was there ever a tough time when you think about back when the 14, 15, 16 age group, when things start happening with the girls, things start happening with his buddies, the jobs, the cars? That's where you lose a lot of these kids. And how did that go for you guys back at your house?
Bill, I'm glad you asked that because I wanted Germany to be diverse in various areas of life as far as growing up. I grew up in a middle class. I raised in a middle class environment, middle class income, police officer / military. And I wanted him to be able to function and be able to stay focused, even if you're in a really tough high school or middle school. So what I did, he went to a very structured elementary school, which was Cordova Park Elementary. There's uniform in it, and they're very strict. They're very structured. So the education of elementary is one of the most education structure you can get in a kid. So he went to Cordova Park all 5 years. Then I said, okay, being a police officer, I know the rough middle schools in Pensacola. I want him to go there, and I want to make sure that he can function and stay focused around kids who are not doing the right thing. A lot of
Right.
parents shy away from that, but I
Right.
want him to be in the midst of it. So me being a police officer, I put him in Workman Middle School, and at the time, Workman was a rough school. So the deal is, I told him, I said, son, if you can go to Workman Middle School, and you can go there and you get no referrals, and you make A's and B's, you can go to Catholic. I usually reverse psychology on it. I really wanted to go to Catholic from the get-go. So he didn't know that. So anyway, he worked his tail off, no referrals, no trouble, and he made A's and B's. Never gotten in trouble or nothing. It was a rough school. So with that being said, of course, he went to Catholic high school, and the rest, rest speaks for itself.
Oh my
Right.
gosh, Mike!
Right.
Mike, what a story! He played for my high school team, or my college teammate Joey Jones was as Sun Belt
Yes, sir.
Conference Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes.
I coached Jeremy for 2 years, and thankfully I went to Coach Seibert and asked him to switch him over to DB. And
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Probably one of the better suggestions I ever made as a coach.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
he checks all the boxes. He did in high school. He was smart, tough, high motor, quick, really quick, and fast enough considering his anticipation and his ball skills. Just, he tackles low. Even to this day, I was watching the games last week, and he tackles really, really low, and usually gets him down. He's done everything right. Now I want everybody to know, Mike, the story about his senior year when he broke his back. Please tell that story because it's amazing.
Okay. When Jeremy was a senior at Catholic High School, I think it happened in the weight room where not being properly trained, not being watched. So how the high school kids like to go in there and try to out squat one another.
Right.
So Jeremy fractured his, and I learned that at 16, your L5 is rather soft. It's still in the development process. So he was playing in the game. We were playing at Chop-the-Hatchie, and I noticed that he kept grabbing his lower back during the game. So I go to the sideline, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on with him. And he comes to the sideline, and he was telling the coach, he said, my back. So he still tried to go in there and play because Jeremy one of those kids that, he just don't quit. So he went in there, and the next play he came out and he started crying. I knew then it was serious, So I went to the locker room. I had to help take his clothes off. And the next morning I took him to the doctor, and the doctor examined him, the x-rayed, and said, hey, you have a fractured L5. And this was like the first or second game of the season. He's already gotten like 5 or 6 scholarship offers, and when he wasn't playing in game 2, 3, and 4, those scouts started calling Coach Seibert want to know what happened to Reaves, why he's not playing. So the coach would call me and say, Coach, can you just prolong it? Don't tell me you got an L5 fracture because they're gonna drop the scholarship offer. So he said, well, I gotta tell him something. I said, well, just tell him he injured his back. So he told me he injured his back, and of course his offer starts falling off, and South Alabama was the only offer that stand. And so that being said, he was committed, and like he is now today, he was committed, and he went to South Alabama. He went there and played as a freshman, played very little as a freshman. Then sophomore year, things got better, and junior year, things really picked up in his senior year. But he never had any more issues with his lower back. But the doctor, which I'm not going to mention his name, he told him at the time that his high school football career is over with, and that be very difficult if he do play football again. So just go on the religious side, I bought Jeremy a healing Bible. And every night, Jeremy would read that healing Bible, and he'll fall asleep with the healing Bible on his chest at night. And I'll go in that night and remove the Bible, because he was one of those kids where he just didn't take no for an answer when it comes to that competitive drive.
Right.
So within about, I think the seventh game out of a 10-game schedule, Jeremy came back and played. I took him to the place over in Reaves,
Andrews Institute.
The doctor over there, he examined him, x-rayed him, and the doctor said, hey, I don't see anything wrong with him. He's perfectly fine. Jeremy did some different exercises, bending over and all that. He passed everything with flying colors, and the doc said he's good to go. And at which time he gave us a release note, took it to the school, and the school said it didn't take it to a doctor who denied him. So the doc's okay. Hey, if Andrew said that he's released, then he released. So he played, and he played well. He played well, and
Wow.
never had any problems. Never had any problems with lower back since. And that was in 2014.
Now, let me
7 years later.
Let me ask you, Garrett, when he did get hurt, I'm a big weight room guy. I've been training kids for 20 years. And, you're talking about back in high school when he was a senior and the wrong strength coach doing the wrong squats, that stuff.
Right.
And I'm a big stickler on technique and a lot of that stuff. Now, when he did have the injury, what did they do for rehab or any repair did they have to do or rehab?
Well, first of all, he had to wear a back brace the whole time. So once Billy, once he came out of the back brace, the coach had him doing some rehab at Catholic, doing practice on his lower back, strengthen the lower back, different type of exercises with no weight involved, just strengthen the muscle and bring back the muscle memory. Okay. And that's all that he was having to do, because the muscle memory, it connects everything and makes it work. If you lose it, you can't do a lot of things that you're capable of doing.
Exactly.
But it all worked out. It all worked out great, and he was able to perform at high level.
I can relate to him because I've had 2 back surgeries in my years from disc problems, and and thank God and just the right exercises were being done, because that's a very touchy area with the nerves and stuff in your back.
Absolutely.
I got to take my hat off to somebody like that. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My favorite, Billy's one of my favorite players of all time. This kid, man, he signed his second NFL contract last year. He went to the Pro Bowl and actually was All-Pro special teams player 2 years ago. Mike, tell everybody what his reaction was to act. I mean, that must be like, a self-actualization phase.
Well, I can tell you exactly where I was at when I received a call from Jeremy. I was at the mall here in Pensacola. He called me. He said, Dad, what are you doing? I said, I'm at the mall doing a little shopping. And I said, well, what's good? He have had such an up and down career in the NFL. Nothing surprised me. It was always, I got released, Dad. I'm getting cut. It was that for several years. So I've become immune to it. So I was like, I'm like, what's going on now, son? He said, Dad, you need to find somewhere to sit down. And I said, oh God. Car starts racing, and I was like, okay, what is it now? So I said, okay, son, I'm sitting down. He said, oh, Dad, I'll just let you know that I just made All Pro and Pro Bowl selection and first team. Oh man, I just lost it. I lost it. So that was a milestone for because he had lost his mom, the year before that.
Yeah, right.
So he's been through a lot, and he's one of the captains for the team. Mm-hmm. He's a true motivator. He's awesome. I don't know if you watched the game Sunday night where he was sitting right next to Jaden Dane when he dislocated his elbow. He's that type of player.
Yeah.
He's caring, concerned about a lot of guys. And so but other than that,
did a great job raising him. I mean, he's spiritual, he's a great teammate, he's tough, he's smart, he's got empathy for his teammates, and that's why he's become a leader back there, and actually one of the best players back there.
Hey, Coach, this is what I say to people and to the world when they say, "Man, you did an outstanding job raising Jeremy." I'm gonna go spiritual on you because I didn't do nothing. I allowed God to use me as a vessel. Everything that I did, everything that I said, and everything that Jeremy was able to do, it was through God himself. Even right now, I send him scriptures. I pray for him. They got a clip of me and him praying on the sideline. We've been doing that since day one. God has truly used me, and God has truly blessed him beyond blessing. He has shown him favor. And I have to give God all the credit when I speak about what God has done for my son.
Yeah.
So,
Gary, I had, as sitting here as a parent of two athletes myself, and I don't know if you ever looked at the statistics that are involved in this, but you really think about these kids that go to the highest level. Your son that went from where he went to the highest level, it's about 0.01% that he's got the mind and the discipline and everything to not let this go to his head, to carry on and be the same person he was when you were bringing him up back in junior high and high school. I take off my hat to you, man, because I know it's not easy. It's not easy.
right now, I'm about to give his agent, a lot of credit. His agent is Wesley with 101. He's been his agent since day one in college. He was his agent, and when Jeremy got released the first time, I had an open relationship with Wes. He can fill me in, and he said, "Well, Mike, I just want to give you some good information." He said, "Jeremy's undrafted. He didn't have good numbers. His measure was not good." He said, "So with that being said," he said that don't expect him to have a long NFL career. And I said, "Really?" He said, "Well, no." He said, "Maybe a year and a half. He's possibly about 2 years. He'll be out of the league, done." And I said, I told Wes, I said, "Well, we'll see what God said about that. We'll see what God said about that." So, hey, this is year 8. This is year 8.
Wow.
And God has done things for him that he haven't done for a lot. I've searched guys as far as how long they hang around the NFL or his position, and not very many guys. Some has hung around, but not very many. Not in 2025. It just don't happen. I look at guys that was drafted on his team back in 2018. A lot of those guys are out of the league. And he was undrafted. Undrafted.
Paulie, the thing people don't understand that haven't been around at the highest level is your average is 1 to 2 years, maybe 3 at times.
Yep.
Is your average of 98% of these guys in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Wow. I saw him get baptized recently. Is he getting married?
Yes.
Is Jeremy
Yes, he's getting married. He's getting married March the 21st, 2026 here in Pensacola.
Wow. Holy cow. That's awesome. Yeah, Chris Collinsworth was just raving about Jeremy Sunday night. He said he's all over the place, and I think what did he say exactly, Mike?
Jeremy, we talk after every game, and sometimes he don't want to talk, so I give him that space. If he played bad, we ain't gonna talk that day for probably about a couple of days.
Right.
But after the Kansas City game, he knew he had a great game, and he told me, he said, "Dad, a lot of guys can't never say they tackle Mahomes. A lot of guys can't never say they tackle Travis Kelce." He said both of them are two possible Hall of Fame guys, definitely Travis. And he said, "Always wanted to tackle them, Dad, and I wanted to do open field tackle on both of them." Yeah. And he did that. He stopped Mahomes from getting a first down, and he tackled Travis for tackle for loss. A lot of guys don't get the opportunity. A lot of guys may play good, but are going to get the opportunity to tackle them.
Right.
So he accomplished a lot of things that he said I do. But man, I'm gonna tell you something. He is one of the most humble young men that you can meet. He ain't nothing like me. I don't want to be like me. I always prayed that he wouldn't be like me. He's humble. He's a better man than I am. He's a better man than I am.
Yeah. Well, God works in mysterious ways. Go ahead, Billy.
I don't think he'll ever. I think you got a kid there that is never gonna agree to that statement that he's a better man than his father. Because talking to you now, you should be very proud of what you've done, you and your wife and his brother and sister, and that's and it's a blessing right now to have. And I've seen, and again, I've been around thousands of kids, and I've had thousands of kids trained. it's like a needle in a haystack, man. You
Right.
know, Paul, tell him
Yeah, he has that. He has that
You
it
know,
factor. Jeremy
hey,
has
you know,
that it factor.
yes,
You can't really put
yes.
your finger on it, but he's just a combination of everything that makes him a
Yeah.
leader.
Hey, I want to say this here right quick for the viewers that are listening as well. You know, nowadays when you talk to your child or your children and you're doing corrective criticism on them, nowadays kids can't handle that. They either shy away from you or they get angry with you or they
Right.
won't talk to you and tell you nothing in the future. But I'm here to tell you in the world that I have never, ever had those issues with Jeremy. I have corrected him when he did wrong. I have punished him when he was wrong. And you know what? I couldn't tell the difference of his attitude. He never displayed attitude. He has never talked back to me. He has never talked back to an adult, period. He's never been in no type of trouble. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that what God can do when you put God in your life and keep him in your life. That's what God can do. He can humble your kids and lead them on the right path.
Amen. That's what we hope for. That's our goal in life as
Amen.
parents and Christian parents. We want our kids growing up with the fear of God and following the good book, and that's all we can ask for.
Yeah.
And then we've done our job. Yeah,
Amen.
I'm so proud of him, man. I love him so much, man. Just
I
tell him
appreciate that, Coach.
Tell him I said
Yes, sir.
hello. Drop
Yes,
me
sir,
a
I will.
line sometime because I miss
Yes, sir.
talking to him. I miss talking
Yes.
to him.
Yes,
And,
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Billy,
sir.
you got any final thoughts?
we gotta get him on the show after the season's over and do this thing again, and we can
Yes. Yes,
drill
sir.
him pretty good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We could talk
Yes,
to him
sir.
about this wedding coming up, and
Right.
I can always ask him if he's sure. If he's
Hey,
100% sure.
this is what I tell people. I said, you know what? I've been pretty much retired. I can't raise Jeremy anymore. He's already his own man now. So the only thing I do now is talk to him. If there's anything that he want to know, ask he come to Pop. But other than that, he got it now. He don't need Pop to do no discipline, none of that. That's over with. Them days behind me now.
Yeah, it's all gone. It's all
It's all
over
gone.
with.
Yeah, he's a man now. I talk like a man now.
Hey, the grandkids come next, Mike, and they're pure
Absolutely.
joy. Yeah, they're pure joy. So,
Absolutely.
Anyway, thanks, buddy. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Nice. Hey, so nice talking to you, Bill, and thank you again for your service, sir.
Yeah,
Mike, God bless you. It was great to meet you. Stay safe down there.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. God bless you and God keep you both, man. Amen, brother. Yes, sir.
Okay, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Man, you can see why Jeremy turned out so well, huh? That guy is put together, man. He is really growing up with a family of 9, Billy. Wow. Thanks, Billy. Thanks, everybody, for watching. What a show. This is brought to you by Sandy Sansing Chevrolet. Go visit those friendly folks here in Pensacola, Milton, or over in Foley. Stay tuned for these great messages. Without these sponsors, this just wouldn't be possible. So long, everybody.
When it comes to buying your next car, truck, or SUV, you need a team that puts you first. Here at the Sandy Sansing dealerships, we're proud to serve Pensacola and the Gulf Coast with the best selection, trusted service, and deals that work for your family. Just like great coaches build great teams, Sandy Sansing builds lasting relationships with every customer who walks through our doors. Because when it comes to finding your next vehicle, there's only one name to remember. Sandy Sansing can.
75 years of service in high tech today. It's Pensacola Glass Company at 433-8348. High tech is a term often applied to advanced services and products in today's marketplace. And today, glass is much more than the simple painted brittle, see-through stuff we hit baseballs through when we were kids. Glass is now a product with unique flexibility in both performance and application. And Pensacola Glass Company is growing right along. That's Pensacola Glass Company at 433-8348.
Are you riding around in a filthy vehicle? Dirty car no more. Visit Ronnie's Car Wash today to get it shining in no time. They have 3 convenient locations with another coming soon. The unlimited monthly wash packages start as low as $14.95 per month with free vacuums, multi-purpose spray and towels. Visit them in Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, and soon Crestview. Don't wait, wash today. Be sure to see Ronnie's Car Wash on Facebook to see the latest specials and discounts. You'll be riding and shining in no time.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
When it comes to buggies and golf carts, nobody does it like Buggy Works. Hi, I'm JP Wibbs. We've got the largest selection of golf carts on the Gulf Coast. We have a brand new 10,000 square foot state-of-the-art service center and showroom to keep you rolling. We're right here in the heart of Car City at 5831 Pensacola Boulevard. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturdays 9 to 3. Check us out at buggyworks.com. Buggy Works. Come by and see why we're the #1 Denago dealer in the nation.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We sell fun for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.
For 30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352, 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded.